Here's a question with Aspinall. What happens with Aspinall in the second round? You want to talk about a guy who sprints.
Yeah.
You want to talk about a guy who's fast. One of the fastest heavyweights. He might be the fate in the history of the sport. I don't think anybody moves like that guy does. He beat everybody else's ass too. All the other heavyweights, ragdoll dudes way bigger than him. He's just a freak. And he is, again, the next the next advancement of the evolution of the sport.
How so?
Well, because he can do everything. That guy's got elite jiu-jitsu. He's got elite takedowns. His striking is outstanding.
Joe Rogan and the Fight Companion team just shared their final predictions for the upcoming showdown between Tom Aspinall and Ciryl Gane. And the studio absolutely lit up. Rogan, Brendan Schaub, Eddie Bravo. Every one of them seemed to agree on one point. Tom Aspinall might simply be on another level. According to their discussion, his speed, timing, and fight IQ could make him too good for the rest of the heavyweight division right now.
I mean, he knocked out Sergey, who's the scariest striker in all of MMA, and he knocked him out in the first round. And the way he did it was just picture perfect. Like, I've seen a lot of heavyweight, even Francis, who's like the greatest, scariest power striker I've ever seen in the heavyweight division. No one's scarier than Francis. Francis does not move like Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall is significantly faster than every other heavyweight. That's a real problem. At a 250 plus pound frame, his movement's extraordinary. And that's something you have to deal with. Like, that is a crazy ability. Like, his ability to move, like the way he moves, is so much different than everybody else in the sport. He moves like a 175 pounder. He doesn't move like a 250 pound guy. Look how quickly he closes the distance, man. His hand speed and full range of skills. Incredible stand up, knocks guys out with one punch, black belt in jiu-jitsu.
Did he actually use the word deep waters?
He did.
Everybody who said the word deep waters gets knocked out in the first minute. Go back and check the media that you've done. So, I'm pretty happy with that. That's good. I think there's this notion with the media and maybe the fans that Cyryl's not very good, which is just complete bullshit. I think that he's really, really good. He's super talented. He's been at the top of division for a number of years, which is not easy to do. He's been an interim champion himself. He's obviously had 2 title shots for the undisputed title as well. So I think the guy's really good. I've took him extremely, extremely seriously. The fact that people expect it to be an easy fight, I don't read into that at all. I think I'm prepared for a really, really hard fight. I think everybody's seen me go in there and get quick finishes. So me and I've got one of the best heavyweight teams in the world, if not the best heavyweight team, some of the best minds in the game, some of the best training partners in the game. We actually discussed and we've shown what we can do, shown how dangerous I am, and we're going to switch it up this time and we're going to go out there and win a boring split decision.
Tom Aspinall versus Ciryl Gane. I'm sorry, for me, I just feel, and I'm a fan of Ciryl Gane as well. I just feel like Tom Aspinall is the next generation of the same thing we saw the likes of John Jones doing in terms of the dominant fashion that he took over his division. I feel like the same thing is going to happen with Tom Aspinall. That style at heavyweight is unseen. Ciryl Gane has a little bit of a bounce to him as well. I just don't think he's got the same snap and power that Tom Aspinall has, as well as the ground game as well. Although you probably won't see it in this fight. I feel like he could get a knockout in this fight.
Gane, very safe striker. Doesn't fully commit with big shots all the time. He picks his shots. How does that work against Tom Aspinall? He's one of the most explosive guys. Like, he's the fastest heavyweight I've ever seen. And I think he just blitzes straight through Gane, to be quite honest, whether it's a takedown or even with the strike.
Tom Aspinall has been living a great moment. Ciryl Gane is a great fighter. He's experienced his season.
Tom is really good. Ciryl is much faster than his other opponents.
Tom Aspinall, I think until proven otherwise, he's the guy.
Hard to predict, but Ciryl Gane is very good too.
I would say Tom Aspinall. I think maybe TKO, ground the fight.
Aspinall. He can do that.
Tom Aspinall, submission. First couple rounds.
Tom Aspinall, phenomenal heavyweight, great athlete, decision.
Ooh, I got Tom Aspinall in that one. It's heavyweight, so someone's getting knocked out. And if I think Tom's winning, then I guess I think Gane's getting knocked out.
As fight week draws closer, more and more people are starting to understand just how dangerous Tom Aspinall truly is. Joe Rogan summed it up perfectly. This man moves like a lightweight, it's like a truck, and grapples with the precision of a black belt. That's a nightmare combination for any opponent in the heavyweight division. The more you study Aspinall, the clearer it becomes. This guy doesn't seem to have a weakness. His speed is unreal, his fight IQ is next level, and his calmness under pressure is something you rarely see in a fighter his size.
It's almost an unfair comparison, right? When you talk about pressure versus pressure, everybody's under tremendous pressure. But I guess when you kind of look at it from not just pressure, but potential legacy and career and what's on the line, I think it's hard to not go with Tom Aspinall because the heavyweight division is on the line. If Gane goes in and beats him, no disrespect to Gane, love the guy. The heavyweight division loses a lot of respect. Even if Tom goes out there and it's a close fight or he gets dropped and then has to come back or something, like the heavyweight division has so little respect right now, probably deservedly so, I think. You know, with Gane getting his third title shot in a couple years, like Tom has to show that he is the heavyweight division. You know, he has to prove that to the world. Like I am, you know, the heavyweight division's not just shit, but like I'm so good that the heavyweight division is shit, right? This is kind of his thing that he has to go out there and prove to the world. And if he goes out there and loses to Gane, you know, the division already is not respected. That brings Tom down significantly, I think, right? And of course, you know, the potential John Jones fight, which is whatever, who knows, right? Like, how he beats Gane, assuming he does, may play a factor too. Like if it turns out to be a close fight, again, John's going to be on his phone with Twitter open watching this fight, like just waiting for Tom to fuck up and get dropped, get leg kicked and limping a little bit, or you know what I mean? John can't wait for that moment.
It is the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, the pride of Wigan, the one and only Tommy Aspinall, Tommy Aspinall, na. Tommy Aspinall, Tommy, defending his undisputed gold, technically for the very first time against the pride of France, the French prince himself, Bon Gamin himself, the one and only Ciryl Gane. These two have been going back and forth for the better part of 2, maybe 3 years. Well, this was the fight that we all thought was going to happen in Tom's official first title defense, and so it is in fact going to happen. Tom wanted to fight in Abu Dhabi. That was the sense that we got when he became undisputed champion. He didn't want to wait for New York. Let's be honest, the tax is a little better over there in Abu Dhabi compared to New York for an Englishman, for anyone, if we're being 100% honest. And so he wanted to be active. He wanted to fight in October. He wanted to fight in Abu Dhabi. It's closer to home, and so they oblige. And you'll recall a few weeks ago I said it's looking like Magomed and Alex, October 4th. It's looking like Tom versus Ciryl, October 25th. And it's looking like JDM versus Islam in New York. That would be the next pay-per-view. Now, that hasn't been officially announced. That hasn't been signed, sealed, and delivered. But at this point, I would be surprised, considering how the chips just fell earlier today. I would be surprised if it doesn't play out that way.
Yesterday, Tom said, I'm going to win by split decision after 5 rounds. I believe this was Northern England sarcasm, but I guess not everybody did trust it. What are your real plans, Tom?
Oh, that's the plan, mate. It's going to be
split decision.
Yeah, that's the
jab
plan.
the whole time.
Just jab and hold, jab and hold against the fence.
We'll be booing then.
I will too.
The guys on the podcast couldn't help but laugh at how unreal it is that no one's managed to truly test Aspinall yet. Every fight seems to end before it even begins, leaving analysts with barely any footage to break down. He's become this enigma, a mix of precision, timing, and raw power. Rogan mentioned that if Tom gets past Ciryl Gane in dominant fashion, it could mark the moment he officially wipes out the entire heavyweight division.
Overcome Ciryl Gane, who do you really see left in the heavyweight division? And I know everyone's talking about John Jones, Alex Pereira, but I quite like the sound of Tom Aspinall, Alex Pereira. What about that?
I don't know, whatever the UFC want to do. I think it's pretty obvious that they're going to do the winner versus winner. Me and Gane versus Volkov and Almeida, sorry. Yeah, not like a tag team match. It sounded like I was doing it like a tag team then. No, the winner of us versus the winner of them, I think it's going to be next for the heavyweight title.
Aspinall and Ciryl Gane, Jalton Almeida and Volkov being the co-main event, if they are. Just being on the fight card, they're going to be a backup fighter if anything happens to the main event. What's your thoughts on Volkov versus Gane? Sorry, Aspinall versus Gane.
I mean, I think it's the next best thing that we could get right now with John Jones not being able to do it and stepping away. And I think it's going to be interesting to see what Tom's plan is going to be, because I think on the feet, they're pretty evenly matched. I think it could be fun on the feet, but I think there's definitely a huge advantage for Aspinall when it comes to the wrestling and the grappling. And I think he'd be silly to not at least attempt to make it a bit of a grappling match and try to get the ground and pound, take him down. And we'll see. If he can defend takedowns, it could be a lot of fun. But if not, I think Tom can make some quick work. But there's a lot of pressure on Tom, man. We were talking about it on the pre-show this weekend that, you didn't get the Jones fight. You waited all this time, and now you've got to fight somebody else. And it's always tough because you want to win that one to really prove to everybody that, yeah, you are that guy. You are the great. You are the best. You're the reason John didn't want to take this fight, blah, blah, blah. If you go and lose that one, you just...
Yeah. Well, we haven't had guests on for a little bit because I've just been all over the place and very, very busy and all the rest of it. So I'll reach out to Tom and see if we can get him on next week, and we'll start getting some guests on again. Tom isn't the type of guy that talks shit usually, but he did do a video where he was talking.
You're going to be the only fighter that has fought Tom, John Jones, and Francis, who people think are two of the best heavyweights ever. When you watch Tom fight, do you see anything that he has that stands out compared to Francis and John?
Everybody have his strength, everybody have the weakness. The particularity of Tom Aspinall is he's well-rounded. He's a huge fighter. He's a new, technical and fast, so he's different.
He's like a heavyweight chess master, calculating every move, yet packing the kind of power that can shut your lights out in an instant. The conversation even shifted toward legacy, with Rogan noting, if Tom keeps performing like this, we might be witnessing one of the greatest heavyweights ever. And honestly, it's hard to disagree. If Aspinall walks through Ciryl Gane the way most believe he will, it'll send a powerful message to the entire division.
I realized that he doesn't really have much wrestling. He relies on evasion, trying to get away. He relies on jiu-jitsu instead of solid takedown defense. And same with the ground game. I watched Francis Ngannou be able to rack up, I think, maybe 5-6 minutes of top time in that fight. And Francis is not a guy that's known to control people on the top. So he does have the striking down. I don't think defensively he's a very strong kickboxer. He has a really nice offense. Like I said, his defense is mainly in his footwork. And the two other big holes are jiu-jitsu and wrestling.
This whole thing with John Jones, is that just completely forgotten about now? And especially when you hear Pereira talking about John Jones at the White House. What are your thoughts on all of that?
In all honesty, I just couldn't really care less about any of it. I'm just focused on this. This is what I want to do. As far as I'm concerned, that's done. That's in the past. John Jones is retired now. So what's the point in really talking about him?
All right, I'll tell you the promoter side. I'll be a promoter. Ciryl Gane, he moves so well. He hits hard. He's really athletic, and he hits from both stances. And man, what a threat. And now I'll give you the analyst on. Boop. Okay, he has no chance. He's going to get guillotined just like he did by John Jones. He's going to get stuffed in the corner, beat to death.
Well, right. I mean, it's like...
I could promote it and lie to you so that you watch the pay-per-view. Or I could be an analyst and tell you the truth of what I believe actually going to happen. But never forget, people at home, that when you hear both sides, that's what you're actually listening to. You're listening to a promotion, and then you're also listening to an analyst who doesn't get paid for telling the truth.
Honestly, man, I'm not sure. Tom Aspinall is good, but everybody is so high on him. I haven't seen, what's his longest fight in the UFC? I haven't seen the guy ever in the third round. I've never seen the guy have to fight himself back into a fight. I've never seen him on the stool bleeding. I want to see him in a real fight. He's been blowing past these guys, and for a reason, he's a great fighter, explosive. skilled, but I've never seen him really test it. So until I see him test it and fight himself back in a fight and win, I can't be on the same train as everybody else, like, you know, waving that flag. Because people are talking like he's the next biggest thing. And he might be, but I'm not sold yet. If I had to make a pick, it would, even though I said I'm not 100% sold on Tom Aspinall, I think he's going to win this fight.
He's like a heavyweight chess player with knockout power in both hands. The discussion even drifted into legacy talk, with Rogan saying, if Tom Aspinall keeps fighting like this, we're talking about one of the greatest heavyweights of all time, period. And he's not wrong. If Tom runs through Ciryl Gane the way many expect him to, it sends a message to the whole division.
Aspinall versus Ciryl Gane. I'm calling it. I don't care if it makes me upset. Upset Ciryl Gane. He's going to be able to avoid the big shots. He's going to be able to stuff the takedowns. I think he's going to be a lot harder for Tom to deal with than people think because of his footwork. He's a big dude. I think he's definitely learned from the John Jones fight. I know he didn't really show that against Volkov in a controversial win that he probably shouldn't have won, but I think he will make the most of this opportunity, understanding that this is his chance again to get at a title, and I don't think that he will, third time's the charm. I think he's going to actually do it for the wee-wees.
Tom Aspinall just seems to be far ahead of all of them. You know, that him and Gane's fight is going to expose a few things, because Gane might be the only guy in that heavyweight that might match him speed-wise. Tom? Yes. Tom is just going to do exactly what Kamzat did to DDP to him. We all know that Gane doesn't have any
funny
wrestling.
enough, Tom never really
wrestles.
Does that. No, he does wrestling, but he doesn't wrestle like that. He wrestles to find a finish.
Yeah. No, it might not be like a dominant wrestling the way Kamzat was, but he's going to utilize his wrestling skill against Gane. You know, Tom is a smart fighter.
I hope Gane does something, you know, like he's able to do something, because
like throw a knee out of space or what.
Aspinall's wrestling is not very aggressive like these guys. So if he's able to stuff if one or two takedowns and then keep it on the feet, he might have a chance.
So happens that that's what's happened. Everyone who says they can take me to deep waters seems to get knocked out. I don't expect to knock him out early, but I don't expect that anytime. So I just need one shot and it changes everything.
Nothing special to say. It's just trust me, we did really something deep in this camp. Like, we take the time, we create some bubble. We started a few months in Paris. We continue with some crazy guy in Dubai with the Triple MMA gym. And I hope we're going to see all of this this Saturday.
This is his time. From Gane to Almeida and anyone daring to step up, the story doesn't change. Tom Aspinall is the future of this division, and everyone else is in real danger.